And we're back with a look at the political arena now. Now, Deputy President Paul Mashatile was tasked with coordinating the country's emerging water crisis. That was 2 years ago. Since then, the crisis has deepened, I'm afraid. And in response, President Cyril Ramaphosa has now essentially invalidated the water task team he established under Paul Mashatile in 2024. The task now sits with the National Water Crisis Committee. Hajra Omarjee is the political editor of Business Day. She joins us now to assess the political will to fix Gauteng's water challenges. Hajra, hi, good to chat to you once again on Business Lunch. How did we get here? Because Paul Mashatile was the guy in charge, yet here we are with no water.
Well, chronic underspending on maintenance for almost 2 decades is the simple answer. The much more difficult response is that blame lies with ordinary residents who voted in a coalition government. We've had several mayors in the city of Joburg, and unfortunately, instead of dealing with the politics of governance, they're busy trying to vote each other out, so to speak. I think we've had over 6 mayors in the city of Joburg since the last local government election, and we have had a failure of the regional leadership in the city, as well as the provincial leadership in the province, led by Premier Lesufi, to account to both the Portfolio Committee on Water in Parliament, which is led by Zweli Mkhize, as well as the Deputy President of the country, which is Paul Mashatile. Now in steps the President just months before the election, with some communities in Joburg going without water for over a month, places like Melville, for example. And if the ANC or President Ramaphosa thinks that water is not an issue that South Africans are going to vote on, then I'm sorry to remind him that Gauteng residents in particular came out quite strongly against the ANC on e-tolls as well as corruption. So there's no doubt that they'll come out strongly, having not had water or water issues for some time now.
Now, we've had our Premier Panyaza Lesufi saying he goes to a hotel once in a while for a shower. He needs to watch what he says, because that's backfired really badly on him.
Well, interestingly, I watched that entire press conference, and he was asked about Helen Zille.
Right.
And that was his response to being asked about Helen Zille as a possible incoming mayor of Johannesburg. She is the DA's mayoral candidate. The DA polling puts the DA at 38% of the vote as it stands, and it puts the ANC at 35% of the vote. So he knows that the ANC is most likely to get a bloody nose, and we got that extremely arrogant comment, which he has been forced to issue an apology on.
Right, it is an election year, which is a great thing. That means someone's going to do something. What's the role of the Joburg Council in fixing all of this? What's happening now?
Well, we need money allocated, but we also need an intervention at the highest level, because as Ramaphosa said himself in the State of the Nation address, local government has failed to address the issue. If you read the Sunday Times yesterday, they said 41% of leaks in the city get fixed within 48 hours. You cannot tell Joburg residents to stop using water or lead to water reduction when you are not fixing the leaks. The problem is not a lack of water. The problem is Joburg Water wanting to act as a statutory arbitrary body, City of Joburg wanting to not be interfered with, the province of Gauteng not being wanted to interfere with, and yet you are not delivering the most basic of services to ordinary residents. I spent some time with Zille on Friday, by the way, who's done a deep dive into this water issue, and she said that President Ramaphosa and national government is being fed the wrong information. That is a damning indictment.
Is it too little too late for the ANC in Gauteng? We've got November, December. I mean, can this party really turn the show around?
If you haven't done it in 5 years, and it's not entirely the ANC's fault. We've had Herman Mashaba as mayor, we've had Mpho Palazzi from the DA as well as mayor. It's not Dada Morewa's fault entirely. But the problem also lies with voting for small parties, coalition politics, who is responsible and who is held to account. So I think ordinary residents of Gauteng need to apply their mind very carefully when they cast the vote. This is the country's economic hub, and what we are hearing from other provinces is that service delivery in Johannesburg is much worse than it is in places like Umtata and the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, 2026 is going to be quite a year. Thank you, Hajra Omarjee. That was Hajra Omarjee, political editor of Business Day.